in this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can build your kind of own headline GPT with ChatGPT. So you're going to see this will make the headline process way easier. And as you know, the headline process is one of the most important parts of your Medium articles, right? Because this is actually the entry door to your article. So if your headline sucks, then nobody's going to read. And you could write the best article in the world. If nobody clicks to read it, then it won't perform. It won't perform good. So the thing is, I'm going to provide you with a prompt down below, and feel free to actually mix and match this with other headlines you see, or even the other headlines that I'm sharing with you in the course. So let me just show you the process right here. So the first thing is that you want always to use the latest GPT model, right? So by the time of this recording, it's GPT-4, and then you're simply going to start a new session. And here is actually the prompt that we are going to use. So as you can see, I start with a role telling ChatGPT that it's my viral headline blogging assistant. You will come up with headlines according to the templates provided and considering the context. It's important that it actually considers the context. So here is the context. So in my case, I'm writing blog posts for experts who want to monetize their expertise with online content. So this is obviously the thing that you want to change right here, and actually telling it that, well, you're writing blog posts for this specific audience and actually what they want to achieve, right? Be as specific as possible, because the thing is that you are going to use this for different, you're just going really to need to write this context once, right? The thing is that the only thing that you would like to add right here is the original blog title. So let's assume that obviously this is my audience, right? Then I would add simply, like, more specifically how they can monetize a small email list, right? So let's say my article is just simply a listicle of, let's say, 5 tips on how to monetize a small email list, right? Then I could simply add in about more specifically 5 tips on how they can monetize a small email list, right? So, and then the templates, these are templates actually that have been working on Medium. You can obviously use the headline swipe file that I'm providing, and simply also turning some of the things that you found interesting and add this right here, right, into the templates. And then how to proceed. So basically, we're asking it to brainstorm one specific problem on a very specific outcome, right? And then tie this back to the desired outcome. So that, and then it will ask me if I agree on the problem, because you're going to see that if the problem isn't specific enough, then this might not work as good as expected. So I'm telling ChatGPT, please just give me the problem that you've brainstormed, and I'm going to tell you if it's good or not, right? If we need to go more specific, then I'm going to tell it, well, be more specific. And only once we agreed on the problem, right, it will actually start generating the different headlines or the titles. So why am I bringing this up right here about the problem? Because as I told you in the course, people are going to read your writing if it solves a problem or if it actually helps them achieve a desired outcome. But usually humans are more motivated by pain than by gain. So this is why I always like to tie this back to the problem, just because it hurts more and it has the more likelihood to make people click. So let's just hit enter and see, first of all, the problem that is going to brainstorm right here. So based on the content you've provided, where expert wants to monetize their expertise with online content, blah, 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 blah. The problem is creating engaging content for a small list to encourage purchase of their products or services, so that they can effectively convert their email subscribers into paying customers is the desired outcome. So do I really agree on the problem right here? Is it really creating engaging content for a small email list to encourage purchase of their products or services. So you really have to think about right here, is it really the engaging content or learn the tactics? So I would say like the problem is more about you know what, like by writing this, I just think that no, it's actually a good problem, right? So they want to create engaging content that motivates people to buy their products or services, right? So you know what? Yeah, I'm going to tell you, yes, I agree with this. Let's just see what titles it actually come up with. Remember, we wrote an article about 5 tips to monetize a tiny email list. So 3 things you stop doing once you master email monetization. 5 things successful content creators do when monetizing small email lists. I like that one. This one is good. 7 email marketing habits for maximizing profits from small list. Not really sure 7 email marketing habits, but I could simply change this with, 7 hacks for maximizing profits from small email lists, right? This is good. 4 things to give up if you want to convert your email subscribers into customers. Obviously, like the number, you're going to change a number based on the 5 tips that you're providing, right? But 5 things to give up if you want to convert your email subscribers into customers. And the interesting thing right here is that I told it that I'm giving 5 tips. And now it gives me basically the opposite of the article. So 5 things to avoid. So this is interesting because I could create, with the same idea, I could create 2 different pieces of content very fast, right? So let's say if my 5 tips are, number 1, you need to do this, number 2, you need to do this, then the second article that talks about things that they have to give up, which are basically the mistakes. I simply have to add not doing this, not doing that, right? So this is also an interesting way to simply create content faster by simply by a juxtaposition of things to do versus things not to do, right? And obviously you don't want you won't want to publish the 2 articles in a row, right? What you're going to do is you're going to generate them at the same time to maximize your mental bandwidth because you're already writing about a topic. But let's say you're going to schedule this for, let's say, in 1 month, right? And this is how you can start also building up a large library of content by simply batching articles around the same topic, right? Simply mix and matching the angles. So what else do we have? 5 rules to turning smart email lists into revenue streams. Well, this sounds a little bit, a little bit vague. 3 habits of highly effective email marketers with small lists. This is a good one. 3 signs your email content isn't converting and how to fix it. What else do we have? A step-by-step process for monetizing your small email list, right? 7 benefits of personalizing emails. No, that one is... This one is also a good one. How to convert subscribers even with a small email list, or how to make a full-time living even with a small email list. So again, you don't really have to stick 100% to what ChatGPT is actually telling you. As long as it's actually sparking some insight on creative things on your end, right? So I could then also follow up with different things. Like, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but let's say be more specific. They want to make a full-time living, right? So as you can see, I'm just refining this a little bit more right now. 5 essential actions for turning your small email list into a full-time income, right? This is a good one. 7 email habits for consistent full-time earnings from small lists. 6 low-volume, high-return strategies for full-time email monetization. I like the beginning. 6 low-volume, high-return. You see the contrast right here? To make a full-time living from a tiny email list. Okay, I can even tell, okay, be more specific about the number of email subscribers. Let's say 3,000 or less, right? As you can see, it's still generating. So 5 innovative ways to turn a small email list into a full-time business. This is good, but I think it just lacks a little bit of specificity right here. Okay, so again, now it's simply going to continue adjusting those headlines, right? Seven habits for maximizing full-time revenue from an email list of 3,000 or less. Well, it's a little bit long-winded right here. Top 5, or how to monetize a 3,000 small list, big dreams, scaling a 3,000 subscriber list to full-time income. I like this one, right? Perhaps not scaling, but how to turn a tiny 3,000 subscriber list to a full-time income. Persuasive email, how to elevate 3,000. What else do we have? 7 steps to transition to a... Okay, like I could continue generating this, but as you can see, I already, in just, how many minutes are we in? In just 10 minutes, I was able just to come up with several different headlines right here. So don't hesitate to really also follow up on this prompt, right? You can tweak around or play around with different things, tell it, well, 3,000, or perhaps making a $5,000 income and forget about the 3,000 subscribers, right? So, so this is actually a very, very powerful way to come up with great headlines. Obviously, there is still like the sifting through process, and this is why you certainly want to level up your headline skills, right? So that you can actually judge, because you're the judge right here, right? What makes a good headline and what not? What would actually resonate with my audience or not, right? So ChatGPT is just kind of a brainstorming partner. It just gives you different headlines to consider, and then you're free to mix and match. You are free to cherry pick the one that actually makes the most sense to you. So as always, I'm going to leave you with the prompt down below. And let's just generate great headlines for your Medium articles.